What's going on, guys? Kale here, coming at you with another video. This one, as titled, is basically going to be just kind of a walkthrough, I guess, a little bit of some of the Doom raid lanes. Between the two accounts, I think I should actually be able to get both Mutant, Bio, Mystic Tech. So we'll be able to get through that, kind of showcase that a little bit, and just kind of, I guess, the strategies I'm using in those particular sections. And, I think this is kind of, a lot of the teams I think are kind of universal. So the reason those teams work for those specific sections is because of the team composition. So basically, I think the strategy kind of remains the same. So we're looking here, normally Mini would be in Strike Team 3, Lane 6, but I am swapping with someone just for this raid, and so not too big of a deal, but it's still going to be, I think, the same lane, more or less. The only thing is that I will be actually in lane 5, it looks like. It looks like the person that was supposed to be in 6 is in 6 on my strike team. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we are joining the raid first and foremost. So when we're looking here, the first section for Mini is going to be Mutant. The probably easiest way to go about this would be with the Pure Axemen. However, weirdly enough with Mini, I've been finding kind of the hybrid Axemen works pretty well. And what I mean by the hybrid Axemen is you have Shatterstar and Longshot back here, and you have Kitty Pryde, Bishop, and Beast, or I'm actually sorry, not Kitty Pryde. You have Jubilee, Bishop, and Beast, and those are kind of the 3 core Axemen members. So that's what I've been using, and it's just because my Kitty Pryde and my Iceman are just a little bit weaker, so I haven't built them up yet. I'm still essentially kind of working on it. But so let's go ahead and get into this fight, and we'll kind of see what's going on. And yeah, we'll just kind of play through this. Once I've done my attacks on Mini, I will then switch on over to Kale. And Kale has all 5 attacks right now. So, I mean, that should go pretty well as far as that end. Mini does kind of struggle a little bit when we get to the Bio boss node, just kind of depending on my RNG. So for this node, it's pretty straightforward. So you want to go after the Bishop first and basically take him out. And the reasoning you're targeting him first is if there's 2 Bishops on the field, it just gets really messy, I guess, for lack of a better word. So really, my priority here will be killing Bishop first. Once I do take out Bishop, I will then go for Squirrel Girl. I don't want her basically healing any more than we need to. So we did just have something bad happen here. So we did just lose our Beast. So what we're actually going to do, I think it is still my turn for a little bit, but basically we are going to do maybe 1 attack. Let's see. Alright, yeah, so we are going to end with that 1 attack. I'm actually going to quit out of this, and the reasoning behind that is yes, I did just blow a 10 raid energy, but I just had some bad RNG, and Beast got targeted pretty early on. We don't want that to happen, so by quitting, instead of actually having to refresh my whole team for 50 cores, or 50 raid heals, I'm only having to use it on basically a single character. So we will go in and we will heal Beast up, rather, and then also I'm going to heal up Bishop. I do have some more raid heals incoming, basically through the daily objectives, so I will basically refill those as needed, but we're going to I think this is normally about the only time I need to do a heal, and actually the last 2 or 3 raids I've done, I haven't had any issues. So naturally, since I'm recording, I'm going to have an issue because that's just how my luck goes. But once we get back into the fight, still the same strategy. We're going to go after Bishop first. He is going to be taunting again, and Once we get the taunt off Bishop and Red Guardian, we will then move over and start working on Squirrel Girl. And it really helps if you can get Bishop blinded pretty early. That way all his retaliations are going to miss, and you don't really have to worry about those so much from a damage perspective, which is really nice. That's definitely why Jubilee definitely is a standout character for the mutant section. And if you have the full Axemen built up a lot higher than, say, Mini does, you can certainly do that, and I think it goes a little bit smoother. So we did just have another bad batch of RNG, and our Bishop did get knocked out. So the laws of streaming seem to be in full effect tonight, so I apologize for that. These fights normally go a lot smoother on my end, but let's see, we might be able to 4-man this through. If my characters start looking like they are pretty low on health, I basically will do the same thing, and I will quit out, and then basically just kind of restart. So we did have the thing that I didn't want to happen. So we basically have 2 bishops on the field, which is an ugly situation. They do a lot of damage, and with all the AoE that I'm kind of putting out, all those retaliations can kind of really hurt my team. So let's see how we do. And everyone else seems to be kind of holding their own, which is good. I did just lose a lot of damage by having Bishop die, but that's okay. We might actually be able to power through this. So I still need to take out that 1 Bishop, and that is proving a little bit more challenging than it normally is. So I'm not too sure what's going on with me. If I'm just having some bad RNG tonight, or whatever it is. But let's see. Alright, so our Beast is down to yellow, but his Jubilee's passive basically went off, so it basically caused him to go pretty quickly. Let's see. Alright, we are getting dangerously close to our Beast dying, and I figured that was going to happen with Magneto. So again, we are going to quit out of yet another one. I do apologize for the sloppy gameplay. Normally Mini has a much easier time with this first node, so I'm not too sure what's going on with this. We'll see where we are raid heal-wise, but Mini's initial run is proving a lot faster than it normally goes. So we are short some raid heals, so let's go ahead and heal up just a little bit. Alright, we'll pop one of these, and that will basically get us enough to basically refresh my 2 dead characters. And then it looks like after this fight, assuming they should win this, I will then switch on over to Kale and do a couple fights on Kale and get that out of the way. Let's see. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll just pop the 50 cores, and we'll do a 20 refresh for Jubilee. That should have us ready to go. I don't normally run out of heals so quickly in this raid, so that's still kind of surprising to me. But let's go. Hopefully we have a better 3rd attempt on this one. And this is definitely, a strategy I think people should be using as far as if you run into a situation where you lose a character, or your character is really looking like they're ready to die, and you do have the raid heals, I would highly recommend just quitting out of the battle and just kind of cut your losses, essentially. So, if you've only lost 1 character, it's a lot easier to basically just heal 1 for 50 versus healing a whole team for 50 each. And you kind of saw there, the Bishop retaliated with his attack, and it knocked out my Beast. So I'm having, literally, I think, the worst RNG I've ever had in this node. With Mini, I have been able to actually get up to the skill section, which is the 3rd kind of quadrant. So we're just having, nasty, nasty luck. I'm not too sure what's going on here, guys. Honestly, I think this node attempt, we're gonna go ahead and cut our losses and I will do a heal on that. So I do apologize. That did not go really any way I planned. That was definitely kind of a big fail for Minnie. So I'm not too sure. Like I said in the past, I mean, I've really kind of been able to push pretty hard with Minnie, and I'm like barely getting past this one note here. So that was ugly and sloppy. Let's go ahead and move on over to Kale over here. So we've got Kale, and let's go ahead and get into the Doom Raid section. Alright, so joining up, we are Strike Team 2 for Kale, and we are Lane 3, which is this section right here. Goes goes Tech, then it goes to Mystic, and then it goes on up to Mutant, and Bio, and then Skill. So we'll get into the Mystic section. I might actually be able to get into the Mutant section with Kale as well. So let's see. And I'm honestly thinking, I'm kind of like reflecting, I guess, in my own head, and I want to say in the past, actually, I've used the Pure Axemen for Minnie, and I'm wondering maybe if that was what my issue was. Just kind of reflecting a little bit. Anyway, so let's get this team kind of up and built. Alright, so we've got Dr. Octopus is kind of my center character, and I'm trying to remember who I use on the other sides. Okay. So what I do for then, next to him, I do Shuri, and then next to him is going to be Doom, and then we've got Kestrel, and then we've got Ghost. And this is kind of just the tech team I've been using. They do really well. They kind of get through these first couple nodes pretty easy. And honestly, for the tech nodes, I don't really have like a firm strategy, I guess, per se. Part of the reasoning behind that is because they just like clear through the section really quick. You're going to see, so I pop the defense and offense up, and then I pop the Kestrel special here, and it typically like wipes the floor with them. So we lost 2 enemies like that. We've got some defense downs. We will pop Dr. Octopus's special and get the summon as well as those positive buffs. And then we've got another defense down with Kestrel. And this is kind of when like things start going bad for the enemy. So we'll go after the shield securities first, and Kestrel just deleted 1 character. And let's go ahead and pop the special. We are going to move over and get rid of Ghost, and the Kestrel ping pops again. We will pop the ultimate there. And let's go ahead and do just the basic, get some more defense downs going on the field. We'll get some heal blocks. And Kestrel stops the summons from happening. And you'll notice here everyone is pretty much full health, and they'll pretty much stay that way for the remainder of the fight. We will get Dr. Octopus over here, put some slows. And we're going to save Doom's special, actually, for the next match. There's no reason to use it at this point. So we'll pop the ultimate from Ghost, get a Kestrel ping again. And let's see, we'll let Wasp do her thing over there. We will get rid of shield security. I'm actually surprised he lived through that. Got rid of shield security there. And now we will just pop a heal from Shuri over here just to keep everyone kind of topped off. We will get another Kestrel ping. And let's see. Let's go ahead and go after Wasp and get her kind of beat up a little bit. And that takes care of Wasp. We'll go down the middle again with the special, or with the basic rather. So at this point I'm basically just saving cooldowns for the next fight. The next fight will be the last tech node for me, so on that one I'll kind of go balls to the wall, and I will use all of my cooldowns and just kind of keep it going. Alright, y'all, so let's pop on in, and let's get rid of Stature over here. And yeah, so I mean, this, like I said, this fight goes pretty smoothly. I haven't had any issues with this one since we started 1.0. It's a really easy node, I think, if you've got the right team. So now we've got kind of the big hitters down. We will focus on Anti-Venom over here. Let's see, we'll get a heal block on him. We will pop the special for Shocker over here since it doesn't really matter. And he did heal himself up, but that's fine. We'll be able to take him out in a couple of turns. And we just lost a Doom bot, but again, no big deal. Now, so I know a lot of people obviously do not have Doom yet, so a good substitution for Doom in this particular node in the tech section is going to be Ultron, and he kind of accomplishes the same things. And really, the Doom bots, for the most part, just kind of create an additional target on the field where your actual team kind of isn't getting attacked. So, I mean, Ultron kind of satisfies that same role, basically. So we got that first node done, nice and easy. We're going to keep on going right into the second node. So this is essentially the boss node. On the first kind of section, it's only 2 nodes, and so it's not I want to say it's actually not the for real boss. Because I think the for real boss node for this one, if I'm not mistaken, is, I want to say it has Doom in it, and I honestly don't think this node has Doom. So this is actually really node 2, and it's just labeled as such. So with this one, we want to get rid of Doctor Strange first. Basically, we just want to stop him from flipping our buffs into debuffs. And then what we'll also then do is we will go after Psylocke back here, and the reasoning behind that is we don't want Psylocke basically taking all of those negative debuffs and bringing them to ourselves. We are going to head and pop Doom's ultimate over here, and we will have 2 turns basically, and on our 3rd turn we will do the special, and actually I think I may wait one more turn to do the special, just based off of what's on the field. So we don't have to worry about cooldowns on this one, at least not for Kestrel, not currently. Her tech section doesn't come for quite a while, and because of Doom's ultimate, Kestrel actually gets to go 3 turns in a row, so you can kind of put out a lot of damage pretty quickly. We'll pop the special over here. Again, we want to target the Psylocke because we don't want those debuffs getting sent to our side of the field. And on my Doom's next turn, we will go ahead and pop the ultimate, and that pretty much should clear this side of the field. Let's go down with the special kind of down the middle, and basically hit as many people as possible. And with Dr. Octopus, we will extend all of those debuffs by an extra turn. We've got the Kestrel ping kind of going, which is still also deleting characters. And now looking at the field, Falcon is the one you want to go after, and that's because of his speed up. So we will go ahead and pop the Doom special. And I mean, this is pretty much a done deal. We'll just go in and nuke the rest of these. So now with Kestrel and Dr. Doom, I will basically start saving cooldowns because Dr. Doom is going to get used in my next section, which is the Mystic section, and Kestrel will be used in the skill section. So I want their skills hopefully as close to refreshed as possible. But with the Kestrel pings, it's not looking like they're going to get many turns. But boom, we got that done. That is the Tech 2 nodes in a nutshell. Super easy with a high-powered team, obviously, but like I said, I think you can really substitute Doom for Ultron and get similar results. So now we're going into our Mystic section. And Mystic, it does differ a little bit from the infographic, so I still do use Hela, and aside from Hela, basically the only substitution I'm making is going to be Thanos, and I actually sub Thanos out for Adam Warlock. So we've got Surfer here, we've got Doom again, we've got Warlock where Thanos would be, and we've got Ebony Maw. The reason I actually like the reason I like Adam better than Thanos is just because Adam adds a lot more control than Thanos, and Thanos, while he is still very powerful in a Black Order team, when he is by himself, he's not as strong, and just with the kind of the power creep of the game, he can't take hits as well as Adam. So, there's that. So this node, what we're going to do, we are going to ability block as well Hawkeye over here. And what our plan is we will then spread the ability block to all the other enemies by using Hela's ultimate. Let's see. We don't want to waste Adam's ability block. So let's go in and we're just going to attack Hawkeye. Nothing too crazy. And then when Hela gets to go, she will basically spread those ability blocks, which it is now Hela's turn. So we've got ability blocks all over the field, which is awesome. Let's see, that's Greg over there. So Greg just died, not a big deal. But so now what we're going to do is we basically want to watch out. I don't like Proxima over here. Proxima with kind of her slowdown and stun can be very detrimental. So we don't want that kind of going off. We will go ahead and do the drain with Ebony Maw and get some health back for everyone. And now we're going to save Adam's stun for the next wave, basically. And let's see. All right, let's get rid of Hawkeye. And we got a little bit of barrier because when a hero controller dies, Ebony Maw does put up a little barrier. So we will go ahead and get rid of Mordo over here. He's done and over with. Next, we are moving on. Let's see. Let's go after Black Widow. And we will probably stun Black Widow. Boom, got that stun on, and now let's just go ahead. We're going to just quickly nuke her down and get her out of the way. Basically, I don't want her removing any of the debuffs that I put on the field. Get rid of Iron Man over here. He is gone, and now let's go ahead. We'll go after Captain America, get a Disrupted on him so he can't taunt, and Yo-Yo is essentially now useless because there is a Hero Protector on the field. So I don't want to get rid of the other Hero Protectors, otherwise Yo-Yo over here will get a lot stronger. So we're going to go ahead and target Yo-Yo first, rather. Get her out of the way. And I think at this point I'm going to start saving cooldowns. So let's see, we've only got one Doombot on the field. Basically, if it gets back to Doom and we do have another Doombot, I will probably go ahead and use the special and just kind of nuke them down a little bit. Yo-Yo can be pretty annoying. Obviously, as you're seeing, I'm missing a lot, but we are slowly chipping away at her. Let's see. All right, Yo-Yo's out of the way. Let's go ahead and get Captain Marvel out of her kind of binary form. Got that done. And let's see. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pop Doom's ultimate. I definitely want everyone still kind of perfectly healed up. And so we will bring Hulk down a little bit. Got that on him. Pop the special over here. And boom, there we go. And I'll start kind of building up Surfer's cooldowns over here a little bit. And we'll get rid of Captain Marvel. And let's take out Captain America real fast, and we will be ready for the next node. And looks like we might have to heal Maw a little bit, but that's not that big of a deal. That's only 20 healing packs, or health packs, or whatever you call them. So boom, that is 3 nodes down for us. Moving on to the next node. And I would say, definitely when you get into that second quadrant, which is, where I am now, that's when you really face your kind of first boss node, which is going to be the one that has Doom in it. And you definitely have to be careful the way you're playing against Doom. You basically don't want him doing his ultimate and then the special. And I'll kind of talk about that when we actually get to that node. But we are loading on in. All right, so this node, basically what you want to watch out for is She-Hulk over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically nuke down Falcon over here because I don't want him doing his special to speed people up. So let's go ahead and ability block him. And what we're going to do is the next turn, I should have Surfer's ultimate available, so I should be able to get rid of those charges. So we got those ability blocks kind of spread around, which is good. And we did lose a Greg, but that's all right. All right, so now that it is Surfer's turn, we want to go ahead and get rid of all of She-Hulk's charges. And that basically kind of nullifies her, and she is certainly not as scary when she doesn't have those charges. Basically, the reason you want to do that is because with those charges, she is going to basically kind of do like an AoE attack, and we do not want that. So let's see if we can get rid of her before she builds those charges back up. Let's see. So now our target is going to be She-Hulk. We want to nuke her down. And she is going to get one of those AoEs off, but I mean, it's not too bad though. I mean, as you saw here, it kind of messed up the Doom bot a little bit, but other than that, everyone else kind of was able to withstand that hit. Let's go in, we will do the basic and get rid of She-Hulk over here. And now, let's go ahead and get rid of Mr. Fantastic for his assist mechanic. Got him out of the way. We got a little barrier because we got rid of a hero controller. And let's go after the Thing and get him out of the way. All right. Thing should be just about dead. And pretty much now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop Doom Special. But after this, I'm going to just basically save my cooldowns and just kind of work on getting refreshed. Something I definitely want for the next fight is I want Adam's ability block as well as his stun, and then I also want Surfer's ultimate ability as well, and that's going to really kind of help me basically get through that boss node with the enemy Dr. Doom. And boom. Now She-Hulk is going to get one of her little AoEs out, but it's okay, we've got barrier on everyone, so basically no one really took any damage to that. And boom, pop that in. And if you notice, I'm leaving the Mysterios alive. I'm not too worried about them. They'll die in a single hit. You know, and actually if they respawn another Mysterio, it's actually not the worst thing in the world because it gives me a little bit more of an opportunity to rebuild some of my cooldowns. So we'll take out the Human Torch over here. And then we will work on the two Mysterios. And at that point, I think all of my cooldowns should be refreshed, and we will be ready for our boss node. Alright, got that out of the way. And yeah, so we've got all the abilities that we definitely need. We've got Adam's special and his ultimate. We've got Silver Surfer's ultimate. We've got Hela's ultimate. So we really should be good to go. So on this node, again, I can now kind of go, again, balls to the wall, and I can use all of my cooldowns. I'm not worrying about having enough for the next node because I'm already, you know, the Mystic team is done. And this will basically be the last node that Doom is usable on, so I'm not worried about any of his cooldowns either. So, I always forget who is basically spawning into these nodes until I get in them. Alright, so on this one, you definitely want to ability block Squirrel Girl, because you don't want her healing. So we get that ability block, and then what we'll go ahead and do is we use Hela to spread those ability blocks to everyone else. Let us go ahead and Alright, y'all. So I think we're going to go ahead and do the basic. So now the only problem I'm actually running into this node, it's not necessarily completing the node that I'm having a problem with. I'm actually having more of a problem of timing out. That seems to be my bigger challenge. So let's go in. We will get 2 attacks in with Doom. And then we'll go ahead and pop the special. And I'm actually surprised Squirrel Girl lived through that. We'll pop the ultimate from Hela, which then gets those ability blocks kind of spread around. Dr. Doom is ability blocked and now in the yellow, so we should be able to kind of take care of him before he basically gets that crazy move off. And then once you get rid of Dr. Doom, the rest of the node is fairly easy, and I'll show you guys that as we kind of keep going through. But I definitely want to get Doom down. If it's not looking like I'm going to be able to get him down, basically what I'm going to do, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to pop that ability block with Adam again, just to make sure that Doom does not get his ultimate off. And let's see, that should finish him off. There we go. And let's get rid of him. And what else we got on the field? Let's go ahead and get rid of Carnage, because he is getting speed up from the dead Doom bots and when Greg is dying. And we don't need him going more than he needs to. I'm going to save that heal for the next wave. And let's see, does that finish Carnage off? Not yet. Almost there. Carnage is down. Alright, let's see, what do we got going? Let's go ahead and get rid of Electro. Take her out, and then what we'll do is we will probably, let's go ahead and stun Invisible Woman over here, and that'll stop her from getting Barrier out on the field. Getting disrupted. We will stun her over here. And now let's just kind of basically nuke her down. And we're going to save Hela's ultimate. I think I should have an ability block coming up, and we will use that for the final wave. Boom, get that. And almost got her down. Alright, and we've got that ability block, which we will use when the next wave drops, and then we can basically kind of spread those ability blocks around. So looking at the field here, let's see, we are going to go after the Ghost Rider over here, and basically we don't want those retaliation strikes coming from him. So we will extend that. Let's get an ability block on him. And in 2 more turns, Doom will be ready to do his ultimate, and hopefully we can get that off, and basically hopefully finish this node in a single turn versus having to do kind of 2 attempts, or 1 attempt rather. Boom, got that. Hela should be going, and she will be spreading those ability blocks around. Let's go ahead, we'll just ability block Elsa Bloodstone over here. And get those ability blocks spread around, and as well as a lot of debuffs. Alright, and we are probably, I think, going to time out the way it's looking to me. But let's see, we might be able to kind of squeeze through. Main concern, like I said, we just want to get rid of Ghost Rider. That'll make the next attempt go a little bit faster. He's kind of the one that slows things down a little bit. And yeah, so that's really, I guess, kind of the problem I'm running into with this node is timing out. Not necessarily the actual enemies, and this might just be essentially maybe a learning curve on my end, is just kind of learning this fight a little bit better. But yeah, so I am running into timing out issues. We'll go in, we will do a quick little raid energy refresh, and then it looks like I probably will be wrapping up this video, and can definitely maybe look at doing Mutant at a later time. Definitely, a little later on when I do have energy, kind of go into that. Normally I would not heal these, but I don't want on the first wave, because the kind of turn order resets, I don't want my team getting wiped out. Even though I should be able to handle these remaining couple enemies pretty easy, I don't want to essentially waste any more health packs than I need to, or use another set of energy. Alright, so we'll go ahead and target Swirl Girl here first, get the heal block, and Doom should be ready for his ultimate over here. And that should basically really kind of take out most of the field, or do a big chunk of damage. So boom, we got the ultimate going. We will do our 2 turns of basic, and then we will do the special. And basically see where we lay. Or lie, I don't know the tense of that. Pop off the ultimate, so Squirrel Girl cannot heal. And Surfer now has 3 turns in a row. So, boom, got that down a little bit. should be Hella's turn now, and let's go ahead and finish off Squirrel Girl and get her out of the way. And then basically we'll just kind of clean up the field. So that's my only issue, I guess, with the Mystic section, and is basically I'm timing out, so it is taking a double tap. It definitely might be something that as my roster gets stronger, hopefully this doesn't take as long for me, and I can do it in a single attempt. Because I'm really not running into an issue of my team surviving. It's more I don't have enough time on the clock. And boom, let's go ahead and get rid of Venom. And at this point, I'm not really killing them in any particular order, just kind of going where the mouse takes me. And that should finish her off, and let's finish off Electro. And that's that. So that was my little Doom campaign, how that went. I am really tempted to do one more refresh and just kind of do a mutant node properly, essentially. Mini, I don't know what the hell I did, and I want to say, honestly, I think I used the full X-Men team for Mini, and I think that's kind of where I went wrong. But anyway, so on Kale, I do use that hybrid team, and that's because my other two X-Men, number one, I don't have Iceman to ISO 4 yet, so basically, using what I can. Once I do get Iceman to ISO 4, I might, take them in, but honestly, this team works pretty well for me, so I don't really see a reason to switch it. If you have a big Shatterstar long shot, you might as well. I'm definitely more about building efficiently rather than excessively. But, alright, let's go in, and this is not the same node. So basically, I just forget how the ordering works with these. So when you basically have the section where you only have 2 nodes, it basically starts you off at node 2 and then the boss node, is I think how that works. But let's go ahead, we'll pop the ultimate. That should basically take out the field. This will now give a lot of speed bar to both Jubilee, Bishop, and Beast, which we don't really need at this point. This first wave goes pretty quickly. Bishop, I'm always fine with using all of his abilities. I don't normally save those cooldowns just because he has such a short cooldown period. It doesn't really matter to me. So we'll go in, we'll probably basic the rest of these things, and that'll be a quick, easy mutant node. Really kind of nothing to write home about, but, definitely a nice quick little fight. I'll finish this under the 2-minute mark, basically 2 minutes to do, and so I guess at the 3-minute mark. Anyway, get rid of that. Boom, nice and easy. We just have to worry about Ghost kind of dodging. And let's see. All right, and that's a mutant node. So that's how that fight should have gone with Mini. Again, I want to say I should have been using the Axemen for Mini, and I think that's maybe where my problem was. But anyway, that's my little Doom Raid video guide, at least for Mystic Tech, as well as Mutant, or sort of Mutant. Basically, as I keep on going through, I will do an additional video for bio as well as skill, and that should cover all the Doom lanes. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone is having a good week. Take it easy, and thanks again.